figure out where you really unreasonably disciplined. More so than other people. For you and I, it's podcasting. There's two of us. And we said publicly we'll never miss. We can't miss. And I've said it on hundreds of shows at this point.
The last thing I wanted to do yesterday after 16 hours in a car between the last 4 days was do book club. But I promised book club. I keep promises I make to the community. I promised book club we would never miss. And we've never missed.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode. It was episode number 1425. What song is playing on repeat in your head? My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion, for me currently. Today, for episode number 1426, discipline is much harder without this. When Alan and I are on the road, we tend to optimize for convenience. So I said, hey man, I'm probably going to get Domino's while we're out here. I'm going to keep it respectful and respectable. I'm not going to go crazy every single night, but it's easy. I know there's one relatively close. Let's do that. So the first night we got Domino's. Second night I said, hey, what do you think? And he said, yeah, of course. Same thing. I said, you want the same exact thing? And he said, yeah, love you, man. You're so easy. So I repeat the order. No problem. And for some reason, they got there, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it took them 15 minutes. It was amazing. It was the best pizza I've ever had. The delivery driver was world-class kind. It was awesome. I said to this gentleman, I said, were you waiting outside with the pizza? How did you get here so fast? And he said, I know. We're now best friends. I made a mistake because the first night I got brownies. So I reordered some brownies by accident. I didn't know. They dropped the food off. There's an extra box. I said, oh, wow, we must get an extra pizza. They like us. Open it up, brownies. So we had too many brownies. Alan had some of my brownies. And that's where this episode came from.
That's the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode. I hope you learned something. Please do like, subscribe, and tell a friend. And we are both open to new clients if you're interested.
You funny, man.
Thank you.
You funny. So it's late at night. So we got there, drove there Thursday.
This was Saturday night.
Spoke, 3.5 hours on Friday. And then Saturday night, you watched UFC. I caught up on work.
I would say you watched UFC with me.
For sure. And we also had deep conversations, which was awesome. Seriously. You went to bed before I did, because I went FaceTime date with Emilia. We did FaceTime dates every night. And I came back down, and you're like, hey, man, I'm going to bed. I'm like, okay, no worries. And I'm hungry. So Kevin got Domino's, and I ended up going back to the event, the convention, and we ended up having lunch there. It was chicken breast. There was this delicious garden salad. I was actually sitting in the very seat that we had spoken to. One of the very seats that we had spoken to the day before. So it was kind of cool. They were giving away some scholarships to some young kids. It was so inspiring. So anyways, no one ate their salad. And there was a couple empty seats at my table because no one wants to sit with the kid. I'm kidding. I ate everybody's salad. It was great. It might as well have been the biggest, huge garden salad ever. And I'm also trying to make up for calories because we had Domino's the two nights before. So, and then it was chicken breast. Great. On the way home, I get this awesome workout in, and I text Kev. I said, hey, man, do you want Subway? He's like, nah, man, I'm good.
Nah, dude. Dom's, one more night. Let's run it.
Let's run it.
Something like that.
Something like that. So I get a Subway sub. At this point, I'm really conserving calories because I'm doing this new regiment. And I'm sitting there late at night, and you can always feel when you're in a deficit. So real quick explanation, you have surplus, you have deficit. Caloric surplus, caloric deficit. Those are fancy fitness terms for you ate less calories than you burn. Surplus is you ate more calories than you burn. So obviously when we got Domino's, I was over and over, meaning I ate more calories than I burned, even though we did work out every day there. And then this last night, Saturday, I'm in a deficit and I can feel it. When you're in a deficit, your body's hungry. It triggers your body's hunger response. It's supposed to. It's supposed to say, hey, you're in a deficit. If you keep this up, eventually I could die. That's your body talking to you. Now, obviously, I have plenty of excess energy in my fat cells and all of that. So I'm not going to die. But my body is like, hey, Alan, what if you ate those brownies that Kevin didn't eat, that he got extra brownies? He didn't eat the brownies. They're right there on the counter. What if?
And I did tell Alan he could have some. So it's not like he was sneaking them away. I said, hey, man, whatever. What is mine is yours. Do your thing. Just don't touch my pizza. But you can't touch my pizza because it's in my belly.
Exactly. Because you finished it. You ate the whole pie.
Yep.
So I'm sitting there and it's 11:30 at night, probably midnight actually at this stage, Saturday night. And I am very, very, very hungry. I had a crushed workout earlier that day, hour plus, just super hungry. And all of a sudden, my brain starts doing what it does. Starts saying, Alan, it's not that big a deal. Couple brownies. You know what I mean? It's not that big a deal. You're uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable. What if you just ate a couple brownies? So I did. I went to the kitchen and I grabbed 3 of the 5. And I remember that specifically because it took everything in me not to eat all 5 of them. And later that day, the next day, Kevin and I wake up, we pack our shit, we get going. And in the car, we're talking about it. And he's like, you ate some of my brownies? I was like, yeah, man. And we had this conversation, and this is where the value of the episode comes. We had this conversation about discipline and how difficult it is. Self-discipline is ridiculously difficult. And some of us are better in certain areas than others. You know, when it comes to dieting and food, I'm much more disciplined about exercising than I am about not eating in a surplus. So for me, I'm much more disciplined with training than I am with nutrition. Some people are the opposite. Some people are way more disciplined with nutrition than they are with training. And ideally, you'd be, high standards in both if you really want to be in shape. But anyways, Kevin and I were talking about how hard it is, especially at the end of the night, to keep your promises to yourself. It's very easy to eat brownies when brownies are available. And by the way, they were absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
They were excellent. Yeah, it's like cookies / brownies. Great. And maybe a lot of people out there don't struggle with overeating. I think that everyone to some extent has trouble with this. But Kevin and I got to talking and he's like, and you're certain. Imagine someone who's not even certain that it's going to work. How hard it would be for them to not eat the brownies. Because at least mathematically speaking, when it comes to the deficit and the surplus and tracking calories, I have years and years and years and years and years of doing that. I do know that if I want to lose weight, what I have to do is train more and eat less. And I know that if I eat in this deficit, I'm going to lose this weight by this time. I do that for clients. I do that for myself. I have a spreadsheet. I'm certain it's going to work. And I still ate the brownies. He said, imagine what it would be like for someone who isn't even sure it's going to work. How hard would it be for them to stay self-disciplined? And I had this light bulb moment of, whoa, if you're uncertain it's going to work and you're uncertain it'll be worth it, why would you suffer? Why would you struggle? Why would you sacrifice? I didn't even sacrifice even though I knew it would work. And so that's what this episode's about. How certain are you that it's going to be worth it? How certain are you that it's going to work? Because if you have low certainty that you're going to get the goal, whatever, weight loss, income, revenue, intimate relationship, if you're uncertain, it's going to be infinitely more difficult to stay disciplined, especially when it's hard.
I was trying to think of a good example of this. And really what it is, discipline is much harder without this. What is this? Belief that the outcome is actually going to happen, or belief that the outcome is actually going to be worth it. Those are really the two big ones. I would have to assume that many of the New Year's resolutions that get set end up failing because of this. Because we don't set the New Year's resolutions based on the fact that we actually believe we can do them. Because if we did, we wouldn't wait to that original date or that actual date. That's got to be one.
It's almost like people are setting them because everyone else is setting them.
I remember we did an episode. I believe it was called "Don't Wait on a Date to Change Your Life," and it was about New Year's resolutions.
Great title.
It was a pretty good title. Pretty good title. So I would say that. And then if you don't actually believe in your ability to do it, you subconsciously don't think it's going to be worth it. So you just pull the plug. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of, all right, I'm going to set a goal. And this is why, and I really think we're onto something with setting bite-sized goals.
Yeah, definitely.
That landed really well at the presentation. Yep. You set a goal that's too big. You think to yourself, I don't think so. I don't think I could do that. No way. No way. Then in your mind, it's, well, what are we doing? Why should we even try? It's not going to be worth it because we're not actually going to accomplish it. And then that creates a cycle of every time I set a goal, I don't actually believe I can do the goal. And I know it won't be worth it for me to even try because I don't believe it's possible. I'm not going to set goals anymore. And that becomes the unfortunate cycle. And I said that to the kids, to the teenagers, to the young adults. If you sat me down and said, Kev, your goal is 1,425 episodes, and your goal is all the results that you have today, I never would have started. I never would have believed it was possible. I always believed it would be worth it. I still to this day believe it will be worth it, but I never believed it was possible. I never would have continued going. I believe it's as much a goal issue as anything else. Now, on the other side of that, you know that, well, worst case scenario, I'll just eat a little bit less tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I did.
Right, because you have the awareness of how to actually solve that problem. Yeah.
I'm realizing in this moment, Kev, that I gave a incomplete truth to the students, the undergrad students that we spoke to on Friday. I said there's really only 3 reasons people don't achieve their goals. Number 1 is they don't know where they currently are, self-awareness. Number 2 is they don't know what they actually want to achieve, what the specific goal is. Or number 3, they don't know how to get there. There's a 4th option I forgot, which is they know where they are, they know where they want to go, and they know how to get there, but they don't have the discipline. Because I know where I'm at in fitness. I'm 185.6 pounds. I know the goal, 175. I know exactly how to get there. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So I don't know if it'll be worth it. I don't want to suffer any more than I already am.
I understand.
I know. But guess what? I don't get to have a ripped 6-pack. Do I want an 8-pack as bad as I want to not eat brownies? Obviously not.
Right? Is there anything that would make you want it more? Or want it to that level?
Yeah. Be annoyed with myself enough to eventually... It's a great question, Kev, because the 10-pound and 10-week challenge we did it because the pain was great enough to where I'm not missing an episode. Yeah, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite. That's why you got to put skin in the game. I'm convinced. There's not enough skin in the game. I haven't told anyone I'm going to reach 175. I haven't even told anyone I want to. And don't get it twisted. Public accountability is everything. I have a lot of clients, and when you come on the NLU team is a perfect example. For the team members, they'll resonate with this. But for listeners, imagine you come on the NLU team one day. All of a sudden, everyone can see your stats. Everyone can see your total productive output. Everyone can see whether or not you're consistent. Everyone can see whether or not you're tracking habits. We have a very powerful thing going. I want the accountability. The NLU FitPick Challenge, 523 days in a row of consistent 30 minutes of exercise. That's why I'm more disciplined with exercise than I am with brownies, because I'm not posting, hey, no brownies today. The public accountability is a cheat code. That's skin in the game. You have to risk. You have to risk something. And I just haven't risked enough in that arena.
Hey everyone, I'm Helen Baker from Melbourne, Australia. I'm an entrepreneur and a client of Alan's from Next Level University. I've had many business coaches in the past, and I can honestly say that Alan is seriously next level. He has this unique ability to help you find a solution to your business problems. I can be vulnerable with Alan, I can share anything and feel comfortable in his presence. I feel empowered to do incredible things. So if you're looking for a business coach, I highly recommend Alan because he will be instrumental in achieving your success.
124 book clubs in a row as of yesterday. The last thing I wanted to do yesterday after 16 hours in a car between the last 4 days was do book club. But I promised book club. I keep promises I make to the community. I promised book club we would never miss. And we've never missed. 124. I think Kevin and I calculated it. That's 2.38, I believe. 2.38 years in a row, every week, on the week. I stayed up last Wednesday until 2 a.m. I don't recommend doing this to get my blog done because I promised the community I'll never miss. I'm not going to miss. I'm going to do a blog every other week for the rest of my life. And those are really powerful and they're getting better. I don't want to miss. But I do. I let myself down. I let myself down with the brownies. I need to attach it to something that is more. I'll do a lot more for NLU than I'll do for myself. I'll do a lot more for Emilia than I'll do for myself. And I have to know that about myself. And I think that for the listeners, they're probably similar.
I noticed a drastic uptick in my motivation and ability to show up, not necessarily just motivation, discipline. Mostly discipline. Knowing that I was going to be working out with you, for sure. 100%. 100%. There also is a
Why do you
piece
think
of
I threw up my back? Seriously.
There also is a big piece of me that now identifies as the fitness guy again. Mm-hmm. So when I post on my story, I'm the fitness guy again.
I love it.
I don't want to lose that.
Same.
I don't want to lose that. I'm afraid I'll lose that if I don't do what it takes to keep it. So that's the necessity there. It's a challenge. This whole thing is a challenge.
What's your next level nugget?
My next level nugget. Don't ever interrupt me again is my next level. My next level nugget. Practice discipline on easy mode. And connect. What are you really disciplined at and why? I never miss. I won't say I never miss. That would be a lie. I very rarely miss scooping the litter box. Very rarely. It's not for me. It's for the cats. It's not about me. I'm not doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because if I don't, it makes their life less luxurious.
Well, didn't you tell me every Saturday you go in there?
Yeah, no, that's what you said.
You imagine?
I can't. No, I can't. I can't imagine. That would be a really nice life. There's perceived pain that's not for me. It doesn't affect me whether I do it or not. It affects the pride that I have in being the ultimate cat dad.
There you go.
That's why I always say you couldn't possibly be the ultimate cat dad more than I am. No way. No, it's not possible. I do more. I do way more than you do. That in my mind. So that's part of my identity, right? Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It makes sense. That would be the next level nugget. Figure out where you really unreasonably disciplined. More so than other people. For you and I, it's podcasting. There's two of us. Mm-hmm. And we said publicly we'll never miss. We can't miss. And I've said it on hundreds of shows at this point. Every show I go on, I say, well, we're never going to miss. We won't miss. If I'm in the hospital or Alan's in the hospital or I have to say, hey, Siri, create a podcast episode for Next Level U. And I'll record it and put it up on whatever. We're going to do whatever it takes. That would be my next level night. Yeah.
What do you pride yourself on? If you were honest with yourself. I know that everyone says pride is a bad thing. I think that it can be used for good. I really do. If you pride yourself on how generous you are and you're more generous toward a charity that helps people, good for you. Good on ya. As Emilia and I would say, good on ya. It's her thing, but I picked it up.
Okay.
My next level nugget. Self-discipline is doing things that you don't actually want to do in the moment. That's why it requires self-discipline. And self is the important part. Self-discipline. No one's going to be upset with me that I ate 3 brownies. Why would you? Doesn't make any sense. Good for me, right? But if I want to earn my goals, I'm the only one who's going to keep me accountable. But to my point earlier, if you want extra accountability, you can pay for it. I've never missed a therapy call. I never will. You can pay for it. I have a lot of clients who they are paying for accountability, and it's my job to make sure they get their shit together. And I say that hardcore for a reason. I want to see them win. And they're not going to do it without accountability. They're not going to do it to the same extent without accountability. Whether it's Kevin knowing he's working out with me in a week, or it's me throwing out my back trying to impress Kev. But that's the truth. You know, Kev said, wow, you look better in person than you do in pictures. Like, strong work. He gave me a fist bump. Don't pretend that that's not motivating. Of course it is. Yes, you have intrinsic motivators. Yes, you have maximizing your potential. Yes, you want to be better and be a good person. But there's external motivators too. You would work out harder in a gym with people that are inspiring. You will work out harder if you're going to the gym with a friend. You'll let yourself down more than you'll let other people down, most likely, if you're listening to this show. And I think that you need both. So that would be my next level nugget, is get some personal accountability, get some skin in the game, but also get some public accountability. And we can help you with that. So if you want public accountability, you can DM Kev a check mark. Hey, I did it. Or DM me. I have one client who check marks me every single day, and I love it. I hit the little heart button on WhatsApp. So reach out.
I would argue that you don't actually want the result as bad as you think. Same for me. Not just you. Because if I said, oh yeah, I have a nutrition coach you could reach out to. Yeah, here's his number. And it'll be cheap too. It's wildly affordable. You wouldn't do it. You'd say, no, I don't want to do that, because then I have to send him pictures every day, and if I have 3 brownies, he's going to yell at me. Yeah, same. Trust me, same.
We want it.
We want it more than we don't want it, but we don't want it as much as we need to want it. Really.
Fact. Well said.
And I'm right there with you. Tara and I are getting dinner. My birthday, if you're listening to this, was on Tuesday, I think. Monday, Tuesday, tomorrow. We're getting food tonight for dinner. Go ahead.
No, I thought I missed your birthday.
No, don't do that.
I was like, wait, this Tuesday?
You know I wouldn't care.
Yeah, of course.
But I am eating over my calories tonight.
Of course.
I don't want somebody to say, hey, Kev, I know it's your birthday and yeah, you had a long travel week, but you probably shouldn't have that extra side. So this is what I get real quick. It's called a Crunchwrap Burger, taken from the Crunchwrap Supreme at Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. I'm going to love the burger. Side of Cajun fries. On top of that, I like to get the teriyaki cauliflower. And here's a cheat code for anybody out there. I'm going to share this with you because I love you all. I get a side of children's fettuccine Alfredo. The reason is it's cheap and it's a decent sized portion, and I don't need a whole separate meal. That's what I'm going to be eating tonight for dinner.
Nice.
So,
but listeners, if Kevin and I, for some reason, all these audio files that we've recorded today all get destroyed, and we somehow have to redo episodes, you would not miss an episode tomorrow.
No.
No matter what.
No.
That is what. Figure out what you actually do want bad enough to actually do what it takes. And don't worry so much about the other stuff. If you try to hold level 10 standards in everything, you will fail forever. I'm convinced of that. But you can incrementally, slowly, and surely improve your standards holistically over time, which is what NLU is all about. So,
Next Level Nation, we are actually, Alan and I are on the calendar this week, I believe Thursday or Friday, to record the intro and outro videos for our new course coming out in the near future. But we have a course up on the website currently. It is called The Next Level 5 to Thrive. The 5 C's, as we call it. Alan will always tell you what the C's are. I'm not going to tell you what the C's are because I think if you really want the 5 C's, you'll go get them and you'll find out what they are behind the scenes. It's totally free. We spent 8 hours together on a Sunday when we had the studio doing this. I wanted to charge for it. Alan said it should be free. Alan won the argument because he's the CEO and I don't have any say in what happens in this business, evidently. But it is to your benefit. It is some of the fundamentals that we've built this business on and have helped us so much. You disagree with that?
He's joking. He's joking when he says that.
I am joking.
I've never played the CEO card once.
Never.
Kid makes it seem like I'm playing it on the reg.
No, never. I would never accuse you of such. I'm joking for everybody listening. I'm not joking about that meal though. That is what I'm having for dinner tonight. You can write that down. That's a lock. I'm done now.
Oh, the 5 C's are... I'm kidding. All right, so... Kevin knows that I do that when I don't know what I'm going to say. Amy Lenius on the team and I have a department called trainings. Her and I have done many trainings where if you're out there and you feel like your team, you have a team or a group of people, it can be 5 people, it can be 20 people, it can be 100 people. The first one is free. The first training is free. It's virtual, and if you feel like you need more direction, more structure, and more productive. So if anyone out there listening feels like they don't have self-discipline based on this episode or feels like they're not super productive, that's what this training is about. How to become more productive, get more done in less time. And if you want a training, the first one is free. Please reach out, alan@nextleveluniverse.com. Say, hey, I listened to episode 1426. I checked out the course. I want the training. Let's book on your calendar.
The next episode is going to be my favorite title of all time. Are you prepared to hear it?
It's a bold statement. I am.
Tomorrow, for episode number 1427, a simple question, but powerful. Are you a turtle or a pufferfish? That's tomorrow's episode.
Nice.
Yeah. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Keep up the self-discipline. Next Level Nation.